So yes, if you go to India with a great IT product, whether it be in retail, whether it be in banking, it would do very well. Yes.
¿Existe alguna premisa filosófica para ser ustedes como empresa tan pacientes para recuperar su inversión en Latinoamérica?
Okay, I would like to believe that. Well, I'm not sure if I can take all the credit for that, or if, but yes, I'm 100% sure that the fact that the backgrounds that we come from makes us a more patient people, makes us more willing to accept differences. Yes.
¿Pensarían ustedes en establecer una base de operaciones en Latinoamérica, por ejemplo, en Venezuela?
Oh, actually, we do. We do have operations here in Latin America. We have an office, like I mentioned initially, we have an office in Panama, we have an office in Venezuela, we have an office in Brazil. We're doing 2 or 3 projects. We're setting up a large software factory in the Dominican Republic. Yes.
Además de la paciencia, ¿se requiere de un respaldo económico para sustentarla?
Do I need economic support?
Soporte económico para sustentar la paciencia, entendemos.
Yeah, I think that's companies here would need, or it's imperative for companies here to tie up with large investment groups, with to understand essentially, because when you go into India, again, the same factors would play, the same factors are important. When I say India, I'm also covering Southeast Asia. For you, it would be very hard to understand. I'll give you a small example. When you come from India, when you come here, we complain about the number of holidays that there are in this country. It's amazing, wherever you go in Latin America. And when you come to India, I find you saying similar things, that how many holidays do you have in India? So small examples like that would show that the systems are very similar. That analogy taken at the economic level, yes, it's very important that you be a self-sufficient company before you enter these emerging markets.
Bien, ¿alguna otra pregunta nos va a llegar? Sí. En su opinión, ¿qué similitudes existen entre el mercado de la India y el de Venezuela?
I didn't get that question.
¿Hay similitud, igualdad entre el mercado venezolano y el mercado de la India?
Yes. Well, if you're talking about it from a people's point of view, there are lots of similarities, because in India and in Venezuela, I think people are very, very similar. But if you're talking about it from an economic point of view, no, it's very different. Right now, what we see in Venezuela and what we see in India are really two opposites. From the standpoint of quality of business or the market size, no. India is very, very large, so that similarity is not there. However, I would like to say that Venezuela presents to you opportunities that are very, actually no, let me rephrase that sentence. The only thing that's really similar between a Venezuelan and Indian market would be the approach that people have to complete a project. I don't think there's, I think it's just people that are similar.
¿Considera usted que las costumbres de las naciones determinan su desarrollo económico?
No, you'll have to say that again for me. Yeah.
¿Considera que las costumbres, los hábitos de los habitantes de cada país determina su desarrollo económico? Preguntan acá.
Yes, I think so. I think culturally, you know, if you were to look at India, and we give this example all the time, India is a large nation, but what makes India India? What's common between the different states of India, and why do they become one nation? Really, the only similarity in all the states are the flag, is the national flag, is the national anthem. Beyond that, there's nothing similar between the states of India. And I'm giving you that, I'm saying this because it's an example to state how cultural differences play a role. So why is it that in India you have such a large stratification process? It's not just because some states are more developed than the other. It's also because of the attitudes, of the religion, of the class structures, there are 100 other reasons of why one state's more developed than the other. So when you take that, similarly, when you compare India to Venezuela or any other part of the world, yes, I do believe culturally, if people are a certain way, it affects the way they do trade, yes.
¿Piensan ustedes entrar en los mercados latinoamericanos como el cubano, el boliviano o el nicaragüense?
Wow, that question hurts me now. I'm almost going to cry, but I thought that's what I said. Yes, we are in the Latin American market. Very loudly we are. We're in Panama, we're in Venezuela. Yes, we have done a project in Cuba. In fact, we set up a training center for CMM Level 4 in Cuba in the year 2003, and we have done a lot of work in training skilled resources in Cuba.
Bien, bueno, muchísimas gracias.
Thank you.
Por habernos acompañado. Latika Rangunathan, compartiendo con nosotros la experiencia de Mann India Technologies.
Vamos a tomar un pequeño break de 15 minutos.
Ok, fíjense ustedes, vamos a tomar un coffee break de 15 minutos. Ya está con nosotros el doctor Joseph Stiglitz. En 15 minutos pues comenzaremos con la conferencia que él nos va a ofrecer.